Hello, welcome to Introspection with Jeff. This is not how you usually see me. um, I'm trying out a new look. Um, I've mentioned in previous videos that I've been cross-dressing a bit, but I wanted to wait a little while so I can get this wonderful new hair. What do you think? Comment below. Let's see my nails. You may not notice, and I am using a voice coach. May or may not come through, but I certainly hope so. You might notice a little bit if my masculine voice comes through. Hopefully it won't come through all that much. Let me tell you what inspired me. There are a few YouTube channels where the cross-dressers really, they're amazing. They're amazing. So I've been doing this for a little over a year, and believe me, excuse me, the lighting. I look so over a year. I know because they had a course for cross-dressers. Well, mainly it was for transgender. I myself don't consider myself a transgender. I'm attracted to women, but I've always had that sneaking. I was wondering if I could pass. Again, comment below. This has been really exciting adventure. Show off my blouse a little bit more. My ultimate aim is to pass so I can experience what it's like. Somebody posted and said that no one can really experience what it's like to be a woman unless they're born a woman. See, my masculine voice unfortunately came through a little. Let me take off my glasses just a little bit. You can see. Okay. But I've always been fascinated and a little envious of women and girls growing up. And I wanted to perfect. First of all, it's a great experience. It's a great challenge to be able. I'm kind of a perfectionist, I guess. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and it's great for self-esteem. Let me tell you about the Sephora story. So I went to a mall and I went into Sephora, and they didn't have any kind of setup like I thought they would have. But I explained I explained why I was there, and she sat me down and she just put on makeup, and I had my iPhone with me and I took pictures of everything, so I can, just for posterity, for later on, I can go back in and buy the products. And then at the end, it seems like 2 hours or something. It was really probably half an hour or something. She was finished, and so I asked, "Could you please take it off?" And she said, "Oh, why?" It was like tears going down her face. "Why? No, no." And I'm a sucker, I guess. So I bravely, with my, it would have been summer. I think I had a light winter jacket. And so with this light winter jacket and this clearly feminine makeup on, mind you, done by a Sephora sales associate, I walked out and walked down the hall. um, and nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. One person said something like, nice look, sir. Something like that. But and I wasn't, um, loitering around. I was just quickly walking straight down the steps, straight out, right to my car. Um, but since then, I thought that was a really good learning experience. Um, Maybe I've been afraid, in my past. I consider myself somebody of courage. Um, but maybe I'll talk about my writing block, or um, sometimes I've had a writing block. I think it's a writing block. Um, I think it's more like I'm a perfectionist. I think, I think the perfectionism comes through. And anyway, I, it let me be brave, and I looked, ladies, don't take offense to this, but I, I felt embarrassed and foolish, but I put up a brave front, and it's like you have to look foolish, um, to learn how to not care about what other people think. Um, I think I have in the past thought about how people think. Certainly in school, people would probably attest to that. Um, I think maybe maybe I don't care about that as much. Um, but so this is where I am a year from then, um, and I've been very careful, and it's been actually fun, um, learning how makeup works. Like, first of all, I didn't want to just splash on makeup or whatever. I wanted to learn how to do it well. So I don't know if you've noticed, but my hair is mocha color. I have several black wigs, um, and they might just stay there. um, but I I've read online that brown tends to be more feminine, tends to come across as more feminine. So I think this is going to be the wig I'm stuck with. I like long hair, shoulder length hair, very feminine. My name. I picked sometime back. I picked Samantha. I took it. Um, I took it from the character of Samantha Stevens from the TV series Bewitched from the 1960s. Um, I've been attracted to fictional women who have some kind of supernatural ability. Um, Certainly Samantha. Oh boy, I wish I had her. Um, I She did her thing with her nose. Maybe I can figure out how to do that. Um, and of course, Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie. Growing up, I remember Tara, who was from oh gee, Out of This World, the TV series. Oh no, ooh, not Out of This World. Something is out there. Something is out there. She was an alien. There was a 2 hour pilot episode, and then it didn't last long, unfortunately. Um, they were each an hour long. Um, and she was from another planet, Tara. It was a police drama. She was paired off with a male partner, of course, and she could read minds, and she had all these interesting things that that would that she shared. Like weird takes on how humans behave. Um, I thought it's a shame it only lasted. I don't think it even lasted a year. I think it was half a year, maybe a year. Somebody could look it up. Um, it was something. Oh, I had a crush. It wasn't my first crush, but I had. It's really weird, isn't it, to be talking like this and with dressed up like this. But my next crush was my early crush was out of this world. Um, Maureen Flanagan. I know she's gone on to be an adult actress. Um, I wish I had seen her in more things. I wish I could see her in more things. But she had this. It was a sitcom, and she could just do this and stop time, and um, and all these interesting. It was a sitcom, of course. All these interesting weird situations came up. It was kind of like Bewitched Junior. Um, she had a mother who knew there were only two people who knew her true identity, her true abilities. Her mother and her uncle Bino, who was the brother of her mother, and um, she was able to stop time, and her father communicated with her through a little a cube that would tip over and would light up, and I think it was Burt Reynolds. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Burt Reynolds. Did the voice, because I remember thinking of Burt Reynolds being in a movie with Sally Field, and I don't. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot this. I guess so many things are going on in my head right now. I don't remember. Oh man. Oh woman. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's where it's a race. It's a contest. They're trying to get. It's an illegal alcohol run. Everybody's probably screaming at me right now. It's a it's an alcohol. It's not Cannonball Run, although I like that too. It's not Cannonball Run. Oh well, maybe it is. Oh well. It was so anyway. I didn't know at the time, but I read later on that the voice, it was uncredited. Her father's voice was done by Burt Reynolds, and so I would think of him with this mustache and um, co-starring with Sally Field in that movie. So it's kind of weird. um, so let me see. My first actual crush, I think, was Punky Bruce. This is really fun. um, Dressed up as Samantha, talking about my crushes on women. I hope there's a cognitive dissonance going on. I mean, in the audience. um, my first crush, and I hope maybe she's watching this, was Soleil Moon Frye in Punky Brewster. I've done a video before where there was somebody that I wouldn't say I had a crush on, but I had a little crush, I guess. Um, yeah, I guess. Um, so I couldn't in these past videos up on my channel. I didn't want to use her real name, so I substitute Punky Brewster. Um, because she seemed so much like Punky Brewster, especially when she was in elementary school. You know, that young age where like just hitting preteen. So yeah, that was my first crush. In fact, I wrote away. There are 2 times I've done this, only 2 times so far in my life. Um, I I must have been about 9 because I think I was living in the apartment on Wetzel Road with my mom, and I remember sending away for an autograph. I'm not the type to do that, but I sent away for an autograph picture, and I got a photo back with autograph picture. Who knows if she really looked at it or not? Probably, maybe somebody else signed it for her or something, or she was half awake and she just signed a bunch of them. But anyway, I was happy to have that photo. And then let me see. Now that I think of it, I went through a bunch of TV crushes. Let me see. I was turning. Oh. I might as well tell you about my mermaid interest. I think I've said that already. Might as well. Because it ties in with Punky Brewster. Let me see. It was definitely 1985. My mom and I had moved into our whole. I was almost about to say what street. Maybe I shouldn't. We moved into a new an upper floor. It was a house divided in. We had the upper floor. There were neighbors below us, and I remember I described this in an earlier video. I had the kitchen had a curtain there, and so I had my bed here and my window and the TV set and the nice orange counter, and there was a window here and refrigerator and let me see, the door and so forth. So I remember watching both Punky Brewster on NBC, and Saturday mornings would be It's Punky Brewster. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. I remember this one. There were 2 stories in like 22 minutes. And so not much time to really tell a story, unfortunately. But there were 2 stories. One of the stories, so I have the whole set on DVD. Fortunately, they included It's Punky Brewster in with the regular 4-season set. So I think it was called something like Fish Story, where it's kind of weird. In the episode, I wasn't really sure whether she has this little imp who would, of course, not be really good with his powers. So that's kind of, he would do things and whoops, goof up. It was kind of like the Esmeralda of It's Punky Brewster. Bewitched fans would catch on to that. So she was at the beginning of the episode, she was so frustrated that her rival, her very attractive rival, Margot Kramer, got the part because her tail looked better. And so she comes home and she mentions it, and so this little imp feels sorry for her, and presto, she gets, now I guess it's supposed to be a real tail, but the spell he casts, the words in the spell imply that it's a fake tail put on her legs. But I think they really mean, I think she was supposed to have a real fish tail, I think. So anyway, that was 1985, and Splash, it's interesting, 1984 and 85 were really kind of like a breakthrough for mermaid stories. I guess mermaids were popular. Darn, I was only 9 going on 10. Um, Fortunately, I guess they made a little comeback. I know there's a website called Merfolk. I've I've subscribed to, and I call myself Dolphin Man, and I mentioned in an earlier YouTube video about fetishes. Uh, I still have it. Ordering a custom made dolphin tail. I wanted to look anatomically correct, and the skin blending in with my natural skin. In fact, I went to actually this is like a precursor to Sephora. I figured I wanted to tell the tailor maker the precise skin tone that I had, because who knows what skin what how his color monitor is set up. So yeah, so I went to Rite Aid. Yeah, I think it was Rite Aid. I went right to the makeup section, and I found the closest. I found the closest one that matched my skin tone, and included it in. Unfortunately, darn, I haven't been able to wear that. I might not even be able to fit into it. Um, it's still sitting in the other room. It used to be in the closet, but actually I took out the closet. I reorganized my closet and organized all. Yes, I do have a little bit of a woman's wardrobe. Not much. I I communicated with. I sent out an email to somebody who professionally comes up with what's called a lookbook. So I knew I didn't want to spend any money any more than I had to. I got some clothing. I mean, come on. But I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So there's the moratorium on any more clothing until I have it. I know exactly what to buy for my own personal look. Um, Boy, my voice is going down a few times. Sorry about that. Hopefully my mannerisms make up for it. Um, so anyway, so where was I? Yeah, this pause. Where was I? Doesn't always happen when I'm dressed as a man, huh? Let me see. Oh, mermaid. Oh, yes, yes. So um, back to 1984 and 85. Splash had come out in 1984. It's hard to imagine sometime when I haven't seen the movie Splash. Um, I remember two things. I remember It's Punky Brewster 1985 and Riptide. I hadn't seen the show Riptide, but I was really intrigued by this. I was kind of memorized. I memorized that I was kind of mesmerized by it. Um, there's this crazy. I've got a visual here. Okay. At some point, there's talk of So we even know who the mermaid is, something like that. And like a nerdy character with glasses, walks over and like admires this tail hanging up, and then this tall, statuesque woman walks over, and she says, "Don't touch my fins." And he says something like, "Oh," and he shies away. And what was the next thing? I think that's about it. Um, I can't think of anything else. Charmed. Charmed in 2002. No. Oh, no, 1990s. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the 1990s, I'd certainly seen Splash. In fact, now I remember. 1988, Disney aired on The Wonderful World of Disney, Splash 2, the made-for-TV sequel, in 2 parts. And unfortunately, guess what was on at the same time? One of those 2 nights, it would have been Sunday night, so it would have been, I think it was May 1st, and then a week later, May 8th. It's funny how you remember these things when you're a Splash fan. May 1st, I think it was May 1st and May 8th. And then one of those nights, maybe the second, I think it was the second night, because I remember seeing part 1. So, Somewhere is Out There, the one with Tara, premiered on the next week, the following week. Nuts. I think that's how it went. Or maybe it was a weeknight. Maybe it was a weeknight. Anyway, I didn't see both parts of Splash 2. Since then, of course, I have it on DVD. But, so that was 1988, and then not much, I think. Through the 90s, I definitely had a crush on mermaids. Yes. So back Punky Brewster era. I would, let me see how I can make this PG. I guess all you older people would pick up on what I'm about to say. I took a pair of pants, old pants, and put them on, like, legs squeezed through a pant leg. And so I had a pant leg, and then the pants squeezed through, and then my body kind of was in the, in the seam, and my upper body, I think it was already torn. So I cut around and I kind of wore it up like this, and I practiced on my bed, undulating. And you older people will know. You can take a guess as to what happened next. So you can tell. I really became a fan, addicted to doing that. Of course, obviously, when my mom wasn't around or when she was sleeping or something like that. So that, and I think a lot of my fetishes came up about that same time. I remember I had a fetish. I wanted to experience what it felt like not to have arms or not to have legs. So I would take my blanket and I would kind of roll, or my shirt, and I would kind of, I can't be the only one, roll it up and kind of try to walk without leg, on my arms. Or it's innocent. I mean, but it's educational. And remember, I mentioned, I wanted to experience what it's like to be a woman. I wanted to have that experience. So this jives with that. Whatever, and the same thing with mermaids. I want to experience what it's like swimming in a tail like that. And there's another fetish that came later. Trust me, there aren't that many fetishes, and they're probably not that, I mean, considering what you find on the internet, they're probably not that weird. Ooh, that sounded male. They're probably not that weird. Sorry, that's better. I'll be better. I promise, I'll get better. I haven't been practicing voice. I've only had one voice training session so far. And but I've been paying attention to when I watch women, especially on YouTube. I pick up on little nuances. I picked up that and technique. Might as well mention it now. That and technique, and sometimes there's I think certain accent that's artificial. So I don't want to adopt like a fake accent. I want to be as genuine as possible. I want my voice to come across as genuinely as possible. Hopefully that'll come. Not like that. Hopefully that'll come. It's a matter of the brain remembering, oh, whoops, I'm supposed to be talking like this and not like this. Anyway, it's only been 30 minutes and I've kept up. See, I confess. It's pretty remarkable, isn't it? I mean, to be able to keep talking like this for more than 30 minutes, because this is like the fourth try, because photo booth is screwy. At least my version, my outdated 2012 version of photo booth is screwy. So let me see. So I remember in college, I remember having those fetishes, and that's about it. Just looked online and couldn't swim. You can tell you can probably guess how well I swam and how much I love to swim. When I was at Wetzel Road, Wetzel Road, the apartments I lived. I might as well mention the apartments. I probably did already. We were essentially across the yard from the high school. When I were later, of course, we moved, so I couldn't just walk across the yard to get to high school. But I remember they'd have band practice. It was so nice. I wish I lived right down the street from my best friend Peter. I'll probably mention him later, but anyway, yeah. So high school. So oh, the high school pool. Oh yeah. So my mom, I was only I was about 7 or 8, and my mom would take me over to the high school pool, and I think it was for like $1. You could swim for about 2.5 hours, 1.5 or 2.5 hours, which is really, really long for a child. I mean, 7 or 8, wow. And my hands were pruny by the end, believe me. So, and I was one of the last out of the pool, of course. So let me see. So I love to swim. Haven't been able to do it. High school, they had, I don't know if they had in high school, senior year, I don't know. I don't think gym class had a swim. Maybe it did. I know in Boy Scouts, there was a swimming merit badge. That might have been one of my first. Back then they had the, you don't really want to know this. They had the skill awards, and then the merit badges, and I got swimming in both, and I got oceanography and first aid, and you needed to life-saving. Oh yes, life-saving. In order to advance, eventually I got to Eagle. That was close to getting my Eagle. And Camp Sabatis was the only time I could swim. It's a shame. But anyway, boy, I got sidetracked. Let me take off my glasses just so you can see I don't know. I'll do better with my eyebrows. It was getting really dark. I mean, I'm lucky I got this lighting the way I am. I mean, right now it's, let me put my glasses back on. It's, wow, 4:55. So I'd started a couple of hours. Usually in the past, this is a new look, but usually it takes me about an hour, maybe 2 hours to get dressed, which I've heard is actually average. But this is a new look, and I think it took a little bit longer. So anyway, yeah, so I felt like I was working against it. It's getting dark now. For those of you watching in June, This is November 16th. 16th? 16th, I think. Let me see. Oh, darn. Let me see. My birthday was Monday. Sorry. This must be the 15th. Anyway, I know it's Tuesday. I know that because I have a day off. Wait a minute. Wait, is it Tuesday? No. Sorry. Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So it would be November 16th. So anyway, I got my Eagle Scout. I love to swim. Let me see, what else? Oh, so my future plans. So again, my future plans, I'm going to continue with my coach. I've only had one session, but for $60, I bought her, I might as well mention her name, right? It's Andrea James. I bought her her everything kit. It's audio and video files. She has a channel on YouTube called Stealth Voice, I think. I'm pretty Stealth something. I'm pretty sure it's Stealth Voice. So I bought the package just to make sure, because you never know with YouTube. And then I that's where I started practicing, and I paid more attention. That's another thing about doing all this cross-dressing. Sometime I'm gonna mention it soon. I'm gonna mention it within this video. There are a lot of benefits I've personally experienced cross-dressing. So yeah, so I paid more attention to the way women spoke. YouTube helped because I can watch and analyze how they speak and play it back, and I don't have to worry about them thinking I'm gawking at them. Although if they're attracted to me, maybe that's not a bad thing. And then I reached out to her, and we had a 1-hour session, and she emailed back and she said, at the end of the session, we figured out that, periodically, as I make progress, I can send her audio files by email. And I've done that once or twice. And she said she's been pretty positive. She said, that's a good start for a beginner. That's a good start. Tell me what you think. Again, keep in mind, I've been talking for about 40 minutes. So there's that. Okay, so there's the voice. There's mannerisms, which I think I can pick up on my own. I think I've got mannerisms pretty well. Clothing, I've got somebody. I reached out to somebody about clothing. Let me see, what else? Oh, certainly I've got to lose weight around my midsection. But I guess that's not only exclusive to men, is it? Okay. So anyway, let me mention some of the benefits I encountered. I already mentioned the first one. It's not caring so much what other people think. Not caring so much what other people think. I should mention that I started off, for the most part, I started off walking in the park, back and forth. And then I graduated. I went to Walmart. Yes. I've gone to a few restaurants. They probably clocked me. But that's okay. I mean, it's a learning experience. Certainly when I was walking the park, somebody probably clocked me, despite my best efforts. And that goes to the next. Okay, so there's not caring what other people think, And then there's incremental improvements. It's like a challenge. It's not a race to the finish line. It's incremental improvements, and learning how to face the fact, whoops, I goofed up. I didn't know as much as I did. This kind of ties in with my writing. It's therapeutic, I hope. Um, Incremental steps, improving little by little, always doing as the best you can. My voice coach cautioned me on one thing. She said, I tend to go down where I should go up, for emphasis. I'll see if I can catch that and do better. It sounds like seriously, when I'm talking, it sounds like I've heard myself back and I sound okay, but when I'm talking, boy, I sound like somebody who inhaled a helium balloon. Anyway, let me see. Incremental improvements, and always shooting to do your best, realizing that you may fall short of the mark. In fact, you can probably just guarantee you'll fall short of the mark, but keep trying. And then I probably mentioned this in an earlier video. I had a stroke early in life, yes. So I have some black high-heeled shoes. Now they're not super high. They're I'd say about like maybe 3 inches, something like that. But they're high enough for practice. So that's an excellent way to practice. It's the same stuff I would have been doing, just about the same stuff I would have been doing in physical therapy. Strengthening that left foot, that left leg. Let me see, what else? Paying attention to detail. I've always been a stickler for detail and eagle-eyed and able to catch little bits, catch detail. But putting on this makeup and so forth, being a perfectionist, that kind of kicked in, and you have to be. Otherwise you get clocked, right? So I changed my eyebrow look. I used to be doing it in black. And at the beginning of this, not a year ago, but only a few months ago, I did a stupid thing. Well, it wasn't stupid at the time, but I shaved off my eyebrows, thinking, silly me, they would grow back pretty quickly, right? Right? I mean, I'm used to shaving, and it's like every other day I need to shave. If I don't shave within 48 hours, I'll have whiskers, right? So I figured it would be the same thing. Nope, it wasn't. So it took it took several months, but finally I think they're growing in. So yeah, right there. So I got brown pencil to match my brown hair. I didn't want to use black. That's something that my makeup consultant cautioned me on. Yeah, so there's bravery. I mean, essentially not caring what people think. There's balance. There's slight improvements. Understanding you'll make improvements. You won't be perfect the first time through. What else? Being more photogenic, I guess. I think that's about it. Oh, I wanted to also mention, I admit there's part of me that I'm heterosexual, totally heterosexual, despite what some people may think, who knows. But I've seen cross-dresser, actually female impersonators. Now I've seen I looked into this. There's like Ray Blanchard. Some people may turn me off right here when I say Ray Blanchard. He looked at the prison system population, and he identified two principal groups. There's the homosexual crossdresser and the fetish. I'll say the fetish crossdresser. So I'm certainly not the homosexual crossdresser. So that leaves the autogynephile, the fetish crossdresser. I wasn't so happy when sometimes people would say that they porn addiction got in there somewhere. I mean, was somewhat typical. And I'm not a porn person at all whatsoever. Now I don't know. I don't think I'm in either group. I mean, for a while I was considering autogynephile, which was at least close. Autogynephile means literally auto meaning self, and gyne woman, and phile meaning in love with. So it was essentially it referred to those who were in love with like dressing up and looking feminine, or in love with having feminine aspects. But there's still that porn thing. So now I don't feel like I fit either one. So I looked into maybe like professionally. All right. Remember I mentioned Punky Brewster earlier? Not the Punky Brewster on TV, but the Punky Brewster I grew up with, not her real name. She said something, again, I hope she watches this video, because she was really encouraging. I mean, there was a long period where, I covered this in another video, but this past year, for a few months there, until about September, she was really encouraging. I don't want to get into specifics about her life, but not she herself, but she's had experience. She opened up and she said she had experience with cross-dressers. Totally fine. She'd say, in so many words to me, when I opened up, I'm glad I was able to finally open up to her. She said, essentially, in so many words, whatever floats your boat. And so I would send her photo, like every time I was in the mall, I was walking in the park. There were like 3 people I would send photos to, and she was one of them. And sometimes she would say, "Hey, that looks good." And you know what? This really, really impressed me. I go by Samantha when I'm dressed like this, and I sent her a photo, and she said she just texted. She prefers talking on the phone, but sometimes she texts. She put, Samantha's really, really attractive. Wow. And this means a lot to me, because not only that, she herself, her personality, she has a background. Let's just say she has a background that requires perfection and fine-tuning. And also, this is in my early stages, and I still acknowledge I'm in my early stages. Hopefully, maybe I'm transitioning to my middle stage. But that really meant something. That really meant something to me. That she would say, Samantha, she didn't say I look attractive or cute or whatever, but she said Samantha did, as if she was acknowledging, maybe she was acknowledging the look was that good that she was able to like separate and identify this picture in the photo as Samantha. wow. So I wish she's watching this video. Maybe she can give me pointers. um, I hope I've earned her her respect. Maybe. So yeah. Her. Unfortunately, she has her own life, and we parted, so to speak. And but we. What I'm really glad is, like, as I said to her, I value the time, the short time we had. And I'm sincerely, genuinely, I'm glad that I was able to, like, all those years. It built up and built up and built up. I'm glad that I was able to share um, these things with her. I was able to share my concerns and my worries about, at the time, like back in high school, I didn't know what was going on. So I'm really glad, sincerely, I'm really glad that she I got to tell her that. And I didn't just text her. We were talking on the phone, and she actually I won't mention but it was nice what she said back. I kind of bend over back. I'm very compassionate towards people, but um, it was really nice. And I guess we parted, and maybe she'll contact me in the future. Maybe this video will inspire her to contact me back. Who knows? Um, anyway, so, hmm. Again, where was I? I've got to write an outline. I started off with the idea, the intent. I'm going to write an outline, and then I got to writing off the cuff. Speaking off the cuff. Um, there went the script, and here came the ums. Where was I? Okay. Um, I guess that's about it. I'll probably think of something the moment I turn on. Well, I'll come up with something. I should have said in the video. Darn it. When I'm laying in bed watching a YouTube video. Um, oh gee, it's only been an hour. Almost an hour. It's 53 minutes. Um, let's see what else. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. So, again, earrings and eyelashes, and I'll improve my eyeshadow. I know I was trying for a look, but darn, I guess everybody, even women, even cis women, go through this. I was trying to hold my eye down. I don't want to touch it. I was trying to hold my eyes down in order to do it, and I know how. Believe me, I know how to. I have some idea how to do eyeshadow, and I know my. I have. I can't remember what it's called. I have. Well, the kind of eyelid, droopy eyelid. Is that it? Um, the kind of eyelid that you can't really see. It's not droopy. Well, anyway, so you can't really see my eyelids, and that's a type, that's a shape. So I looked up how to do, what's the best eyeshadow for that kind of eye. So I've done that, and I did one color, here, and another here, and up around. Hopefully you can see that. It's not too dark. And then eyeshadow in here, so forth. I'll improve. I was really concerned about getting here on time before it became dark like it is now. Let me see. So I will improve, and I'll probably become faster with this. That's it. I guess if you haven't seen my necklace, you're curious. Here it is. Let me see. Let me hold it up to the light closer. There we go. That's it. So don't be surprised if I dress up as Samantha again. This is fun. Dragon. Oh yes. Oh yeah. So back to Punky. So I was telling her, oh, she was encouraging me to check out Trex, which is, I guess, a nightclub. I've never been there, but it's downtown. Um, and of course, she wouldn't go with me. Um, so I want. Part of me really want. I have a. I don't want to say low end job. I have not necessarily. I don't want to say that. Just for fun, I'd really love to dress up like this professionally. Um, as a cross dress, I guess cross dress. Well, cross dressing is the act, but there's autogonophilia. You can't make any more. So the only professional way of dressing like this and having fun would be a female impersonator. Um, excuse me, female impersonator. Um, but you have to look like somebody else, I guess. I mean, is there a way of being an impersonator without just impersonating a female? Um, do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to sing and dance? I mean, anybody who has suggestions, please leave them in the comments, please. Um, so before my whiskers grow in, um, until next time, toodles, bye.